So quick one on how you can use the LLM Web Scraper API. So basically, you will be able to go through this API documentation. You can go through this and figure out how you can make an API call. But if you have a question, you can also, you can always reach out to the support. But the thing is, you don't have to figure out this, right? The thing is, because we do have a native integration with the Pabbly Connect, where you would be able to use the app to make an API call. You don't have to figure out how to figure out this call request or payload or what parameter to send. You don't have to do that. You know, you just have to use the app for it, uh, which is available on Pabbly Connect right now. So what you can do is, if you don't see the app, what you can do is go to integrations. There is this integration link. Go to Pabbly Connect and click on this. You will be able to click on this, you will be able to accept the app and it will be added to your account, right? So once you do that, what you can do is go to search in the action, search for the yet another API app. Once you do that, click on the action called LLM Web Scraper. We do have multiple actions. Don't worry about those. You don't really need to think about those right now. What we need to do is we need to use the make a use of LLM Web Scraper only, right? Select that. I would want to scrap the data using LLM, and I would want to make a use of this API, which is this, right? What I would like to do is select this and click on connect. By default, you would not see this all the parameters unless you connect it, right? You would see something like this. For API key, go to app.yetanother.api.com. You in the dashboard, you would be able to see the API key. Click on it. Copy this. Click on this. It would be copied to your account. Sorry, clipboard. Paste it over here. Now that I have the API key, added already, what I can do is I will just select the API key that is added in my account, right? So if I save this, and it would be connected, right? Now, the thing is, we are looking to scrap a certain data out of the website, right? So in that case, we need to have the website URL, right? So yeah, for very obvious reasons, I'm pretty sure that you do have the website URL, but I'm going to, take this as an example. What I would like to do is I would like to use this website URL. I would like to scrap links, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that you can scrap much more with a lot of data, but what I can do is, one more thing I can do is, let's do one thing. Let's generate 10 frequently asked question about this website. So let's do that. Let's copy this website URL. I will paste it over here. You can set up this automation. This can be dynamic. You can map this data if it is coming from some triggers. And what I would like to do is generate 10 questions, right? Provide them in array. Now I would like to get them in an array, right? So right now, don't worry about this. There is this, section that would explain the details. Say, for example, you would want to get a certain data in a certain format. You can ask for it. We support that, so you don't have to worry about that, right? So, for example, you would like to use for example, I'll say you would want to use the product name as a key. You can see that there is a response with the product name. It would use those responses only, sorry, keys only. So you can use those. We support those. So you just have to specify those. You can go to structured JSON, then mention that you would like to get JSON output in a particular key format only, right? You can mention those, then it would only output that in that particular format. So you don't have to figure that out. So what I would like to do is I would like to get 10 frequently asked question and provide them in an array, right? So once I have this prompt, I will explain this webhook part in a couple of minutes, but let's go to the OpenAI key part, right? No, this is optional field. You don't have to enter this for a very obvious reason. You don't have to enter this. But uh, the thing is, if you have multiple OpenAI accounts, and let's say let's assume that you are working with multiple clients, What you can do is go to your account, go to integrations, connect a multiple OpenAI accounts. So you don't have to, work with only one API account or one, OpenAI account, right? So you can connect a multiple accounts, multiple API keys. It doesn't really matter. Once you enter the key and the name for it, you will get the key ID, right? That is the key ID which you would need to copy. Once you do that, paste it over here. This should only apply if you have a multiple keys. If you only have one API key, you don't have to figure this out. Let's skip this. But if you do have multiple OpenAI keys added in your account, you will need to copy the one of the keys that you would like to use it for this API call, right? Once you enter this, make an API call. That's it. Now we will get the 10 frequently asked questions. But the thing is, I would not recommend you to map this data directly. If you, in any case you get the response directly, because we typically follow a particular structure where we attempt to get the result as quick as possible. But in a certain cases, it would take a more time to process it. But in such cases, you would get something like this with the request ID, right? Right. Now, what I would like to do is there are two options, right? There are two options. One is you can either use the Webhook URL, right? If you enter the Webhook URL over here, if say for example, if you have a different workflow where you would want this data to be sent, you can enter that Webhook URL here. The notification will be sent directly once the request is processed, right? This would be the best way to handle this. I would always recommend going with the Webhook option so you get the instant results, right? Now, in case you don't want to create another flow for it, typically I would recommend you to create another flow for it because it would save you the task counts and API count as well, right? But what I would like, what you in case if you don't have the webhook or you don't have to create another workflow, what you can do is set up some delay over here. Let's assume that let's add a 5 minutes delay because we need to have the LLM to process that data. So let's give it some ample of time to process it, right? Give it some time. Once it is being processed, the request ID coming now. Right now it is already mapped. If you don't have it mapped, just select this. It will be mapped. Now make a request to this. Make sure you have it. Once you do that, you will get response like this. Let's yeah. If you go to the end, what you can see that we have multiple frequently asked question listed over here. It's a pretty amazing, right? Let's check this. The JSON, JSON response for this. See how that would look like. I would recommend going with a simple sample, a simple response. But in case you want to go with this, you can also go with the, with this as well, right? So, see, if you look at this, we have all of the questions in an array or in a particular format that we want. It's amazing, right? Let's copy all this. Perfect, right? Question answer. We have all of the questions and the answers as well, right? It's amazing. Now that we have the response out, this is the one way of pulling the pulling the request from the old database. But I would always recommend you to go with the webhook option where as soon as the result becomes available, you will we will send a web call to that and you get the instant result for it. So you don't have to add a delay here or you don't have to add this action as well. You will get the instant result for it as well. So I would always recommend you to go with this webhook option and it would be the best option to do that. You see this? Yeah. If you send the webhook URL over there, you will get a response directly. The same result that we are getting over here, you will get the same result on a webhook, uh, response.
So I'll always recommend you to go to Webhook option. But if you, in case if you don't want to use the Webhook URL, you can always, go with some delay and the status. Yeah, that's all. If you have any questions about this in particular, let me know.